lead participants of Senior Executive Course 44. Nigeria believes in your ability to do justice to the theme of this year. It is my strong conviction that you will come up with striking findings and realizable recommendations, as I mentioned earlier, with clear and workable implementation strategies to help the nation overcome the challenges of weak governance structures and its attendant effects on government efforts and interventions. It is my belief that you will ensure that no stone is left unturned in your interrogation of this year's team. As you settle down to lectures and interact with experts, you will also embark on a series of study tours. Bear in mind the strategic objective of all these objectives. The comparative perspective is particularly imperative to show how other countries do it and what key lessons Nigeria can learn to enrich our own experience. May I use this opportunity to appreciate the management and staff of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies for their sensitivity and responsiveness to critical national issues through policy briefs, policy advice, and other strategic interventions. You have been outstanding, especially in the policy space. Government is quite pleased with the sense of responsibility often demonstrated by the National Institute. Government is not unaware of the challenges the National Institute is facing, especially in the areas of improved condition of service, general staff welfare, accommodation for both staff and participants, utility bills, and general resource constraints. While government will continue to do its best in meeting the rising demands of the National Institute, it should be noted that the resources are declining amidst, indeed, competing interests. There is therefore the need for the National Institute to be more creative in seeking alternative sources of generating resources to meet its needs. The management and staff of the Institute are advised to continue to manage the COVID-19 pandemic through strict and uncompromising adherence to the protocols enunciated by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. Let me express the profound appreciation of the federal government to the government and people of Plateau State for the warm hospitality extended to the National Institute, which has engendered a conducive environment for learning. Your Excellency, I'd like to thank you once again, and please convey to the entire good people of Plateau State our warm sentiments in this regard. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to inaugurate the Senior Executive Course number 44 of the year 2022 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru. I wish you God's abiding grace and protection as you engage with this year's teams. Do have a pleasant stay in Kuru. Thank you, and God bless. Before I take my seat, please take a seat briefly. Before I take my seat, I mentioned that I would take the liberty of this platform, being the chairman governing board of the Institute, to make one or two statements. That is mostly to the participants. The current challenges that we face, not just within our space, Nigeria, but across Africa and the world, demands that whole of society approach be focused on in addressing issues. That's the reason why the rigorous process that led to your selection for this course went through the way it did. And I'm glad that mention was made as to the capacity of each and every one of you, the pedigree that has been enunciated by virtue of the background from the various establishments that you came from, should give us the confidence that at the end of the day, we should be seeing a change in our approach in terms of addressing our issues. So let me let you know that it's not an error to have brought you from diverse backgrounds, especially members of the armed forces, those from ministry, department and agencies, and of course the private sector and other stakeholders, for you to come to this citadel of learning that you'll be spending for the next 10 months. You'll be going through a rigorous process. Now, part of what has been chronicled as part of your schedules in terms of your programs, men and women of repute, high knowledge and capacity, those who have had experiences, will be coming to interact with you. What will be expected of you is that at the end of the day, we need you to make serious contributions in ensuring that the whole of government approach, which has now become an approach that we want to use to solve our problems, that you make a very significant impact in that sense. And as the chairman, Board of Governors, I will from time to time come to interrogate the management team of the Institute as to whether they are keeping faith with the objectives for which they've been tasked. And I'd like to tell you that much certainly will be expected of you at the end of the course. And for us in the armed forces, just in fact by tomorrow and of course for the next 3 days, we shall be having a workshop that seeks to bring the various agencies together in the hope that we improve the level of interagency cooperation in this regard. Where else can we find the level of interagency and of course all stakeholders cooperation, if not with the right mix that we have for Senior Executive Course 44. So I'm using that to latch on as to the expectation that we have of you. So whilst here, we'd like you to build the linkages, we need you to build the networks that will be required such that government will be able to benefit maximally from the investment that is being made on you. So on that note, let me thank you once again and congratulate you for being selected to be a participant here, and to also looking forward to when you will complete this course, and we will come for your graduation and we'll see you doing best in the field. Once again, congratulations and best wishes.
May we give the Vice President, ably represented by the Chief of Defense Staff, another resounding applause. Those are applauses from nominees. Now give applauses as participants. Thank you very much. Please be seated. With those remarks and formal inauguration by our special guest of honor, we are gradually drawing to a close this August occasion. Permit me to make the following announcements. Immediately after the national anthem, we shall take the group photograph at the pavilion before going for the commissioning of the sports complex by the guest of honor. So once immediately after the national anthem, distinguished participants are expected to please quickly leave the hall and form up at the stand while the dignitaries will join them thereafter. The national anthem. Thank you very much. May our distinguished guests be seated while the participants quickly go and set up at the stand. Please, let's be fast about it.